Hello and welcome to Nerd Subculture. My name is Jarrod.
And I'm Edwina.
And if you're listening to this is our Once More We're Feeling series on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Today we're doing Season 4, Episode 19, New Moon Rising. This episode originally aired May 2nd, 2000, written by Marty Noxon and directed by James A. Contener. Over to you, Eddie.
This is a full spoiler podcast. I'm a huge fan, but Jarrod has never watched the series all the way through, and I'm trying to convince him it's worth his time.
This one's a bit of a snooze fest for me.
Oh, you didn't like the return of Oz?
Oh, I liked Oz. Yeah, I liked seeing Oz again. I don't know. I was just a bit distracted at this episode or something. I don't know. Thinking about Stranger Things, maybe. Running up the hill.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't really sort of feeling it. Were you feeling it? You felt it?
Was I feeling it with this episode?
There has been an awakening. Have you felt it?
Yeah, I suppose this episode has the claim to fame of being, Willow's coming out episode.
Oh, yes. I did read about that. Yeah, lots of praise for that.
But still couldn't show two girls kissing.
Oh, no, we're not doing that. No. Oh.
They do it by blowing out a candle. Yes. Another way they had to, like we've already spoken about the other ways they had to get creative. I think
the flower picking, was it?
Yeah, the plucking of the flower petals.
Yes, yeah.
And then they had that spell, the sexy spell that they did.
Yeah, where she kind of fell back and climbed back.
Yeah, in a giant, she was sort of huffing and puff, a very intense scene pretty much which ends with her in a giant O.
Oh, showing an O face.
Things go well, I might be showing her my O face. Oh. You know what I'm talking about. Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, this episode kind of more feels like you can't really call it, it's not really an over arc episode. It's not really a filler episode. It feels like a segue episode. Yeah. It sort of segues into the final the final episodes.
Yeah, building up to the end, I'm guessing.
Yeah, to the over arc, to the end of Adam.
Yeah, he's barely been in it.
Yeah, well, pretty much the main thing that happens in this episode is he teams up with Spike.
Yeah, okay, so there's that.
Which does play a big part in the next
but for the big bad, he
episodes.
hasn't really done a whole lot, has he? He's just sort of been menacing.
He's got a plan.
Oh.
And you can kind of tell he has a plan because at the start of that's what I mean. It's like a segue episode because so Buffy's saying she's not killing as many vampires.
Business has been slow.
Yeah, business has been slow. But then Riley has the opposite problem in that the containers are full.
Right, yes.
So they might be doing some sort of Trojan horse maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like Adam's up to something. So
he's up to something. I
don't trust
to something.
He's now got Spike on board to help him. Which will pretty much be the next episode. Is Spike having a lot of fun.
Well, I look forward to that one.
Yeah. And the other thing that happens in this episode, Riley turns against the initiative. That's also going to come back in the next couple of episodes.
Pretty big, I guess, for him. Yeah. Big story.
Which is I'm an anarchist. I don't know. Other than that, he's so annoying in this episode. So annoying.
So annoying.
It's like, oh, shut up, Riley. I actually can understand why Buffy's all pissy with him. And that's the other thing, why it's a segue, is because at this point, the Angel crossover is about to happen between this episode and the next one.
Okay, well, get to see Angel again. Hey.
So Buffy needs to explain to Riley about Angel before Angel rocks up in the next episode.
A lot of catching up to do. Hope their reunion is as funny as it was last time.
Yeah.
We kisses him on the forehead.
Anyway, did you want to do the summary?
Yeah, let's do the summary and we'll get back to it. Willow and Tara walk around the school grounds holding hands and talk about getting a cat as a pet. At the,
Miss Kitty Fantastico.
at the Scuba Gang meeting, Buffy explains that there is little to go on, but, as usual, Giles knows that means trouble. Riley indicates the initiative is very busy rounding up more demons than ever. As the meeting ends, Oz shows up in the doorway, shocking everyone into silence. Oz arranges to talk with Willow later, and, after Oz leaves, Tara also leaves the incredibly uncomfortable situation. Buffy and Riley talk about Willow and Oz's breakup, and Buffy accidentally mentions that Oz is a werewolf. Oz takes Willow for a walk outside during a full moon, showing her that he is not in werewolf mode. While in Tibet, with the help of herbs, charms, chanting and meditation, he has learned to control the wolf inside. Oz wants to get back together with Willow, but she is reluctant. Graham patrols with a team and they are attacked by a four-legged demon closely resembling a werewolf. Willow and Oz talk all night about their lives while they're apart. Tara comes in the morning while Willow is away, and upon having Oz answer the door, she gets nervous and leaves. Buffy wakes up at Riley's house, but she's very distant from him. They talk about the night before, in the graveyard, and Riley's reaction to Oz, then Riley leaves after hearing news about Graham getting hurt. Willow shocks Buffy with the news about Oz being able to control the wolf. Adam goes to Spike for his help in exchange for getting the chip implant by the initiative out of his head. Willow tells Tara that she and Oz only talked the night before and then only hug. Oz and Tara have a confrontation, and after smelling Willow on Tara, Oz concludes that the two are romantically involved. He loses control and starts to change into a werewolf. Werewolf Oz chased Tara into a classroom, but before he can harm her, Riley and his fellow initiative team members take Oz away. The gang meets up and plan to free Oz. Oz is kept in a cage in the initiative. Just as Riley is about to shoot him dead, he changes back into his human form. Despite Riley's attempts to help him, the scientists start performing tests on Oz. Spike shows up at Giles' place and offers to lead Buffy and the gang into the initiative. Riley sneaks in, gives Oz some clothes, and tries to help him escape. On the way out, they get caught. Colonel McNamara lectures Riley about the betraying of the initiative and how he will be court-martialed. Dressed as commandos and scientists, Spike and the gang sneak into the initiative through the back door. Adam secretly helps them by running operations through a computer and helping them shut down the power for most of the city. Holding the Colonel hostage, Buffy gets Riley and Oz free, Riley leaving the initiative for good. With his life in danger, Riley camps out at the remains of Sunnydale High with Buffy at his side. He confesses he was wrong about Oz and that he was a bigot when thinking about Oz and Willow's relationship. But Buffy reassures him he was not being a bigot, but was just shocked when faced with an unconventional relationship. In Oz's van, Oz notes that he worked hard so he would return to Willow, and now she's the only thing that he cannot be around without losing control of the wolf, and now he needs to leave town permanently to escape her and the initiative. Willow and Oz say their goodbyes, accepting they will always be an important part of each other. Later that night, Willow takes a candle to Tara's room, where Tara tells Willow that she should be with the person she loves. Willow tells Tara she loves her. The ends. Very nice.
So, I'll probably start talking about how insufferable bloody Riley is in this episode. Because they go back to him having these very black and white views about demons and people, and
Yeah.
I thought it had already been covered in Goodbye Iowa, and it didn't really need this rehashing.
Yeah. It's a bit of backtracking, wasn't it?
Yeah. And you have Buffy calling him out, calling him a bigot. And again, I think it's just so that they can segue into the next episode that has Angel in it. Yeah.
Angel knows about Riley, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well, not yet. Well, yeah, after that episode, he does. Because Buffy tells him about him.
Yeah, okay, yes, he does know.
Oh, yeah,
about
but Angel had also seen him when he came to visit in Pangs.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Just a refresher on that one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and then you have Riley leaving the initiative, but I've already said that.
Well, that's pretty big for him, isn't it? So
Yeah.
that's showing some progress for him.
Yeah, but you could already see in a few episodes earlier, like he was already contemplating.
Well, it seemed like he
leaving.
was already on the fringes of it
Yeah.
anyway, so it just seemed inevitable that he was going to leave.
Yeah.
He was having an awakening. Although they haven't gone back to what they were feeding him stuff to make him more submissive and stuff like that. They haven't
Not submissive, stronger.
stronger, but also submissive as well, wasn't it?
No, just stronger.
So they follow orders. Well, wasn't it also part of the?
No, that was just the conditioning.
Oh, okay. Just
That's-
the military conditioning you're
yeah.
talking about, but not actual drugs. Doing
No,
as
the
well.
drugs were just there to make them stronger.
Okay, it didn't seem like they were stronger, did they? Or
Oh, sort of, I guess.
a little?
Yeah.
They didn't really play into it, though, did they?
They didn't really play into
No,
it.
yeah.
And let's talk about Oz, the return of Oz.
Return
there
of Oz.
was a missed opportunity for a joke
Return
about
of
the return
Oz.
to
Yes,
Oz.
yes, missed opportunity on that one. Yeah.
Yeah. And so there's sort of this episode, what the argument about this episode, the main one, is that there's this illusion that Willow has to make a choice between Oz and Tara.
Yeah, there wasn't really a choice, was there? Like, she'd
No.
already made her choice. And to think it, I mean,
No. She hadn't made her choice. The choice was made for her because Oz couldn't actually be around her
oh,
because he couldn't handle getting anger. Like he'd gone to cure himself of the wolf, but he actually hadn't cured. He'd tried to control the wolf inside him and ended up pretty much turning himself into the
Yeah.
bloody Hulk.
But the thing is, it's like with
And
but hang on, with any relationship that you have, like if one person has left and you've started another one, and then that person comes back, then
Yeah, it is also that thing where he kind of expected Willow just to be sitting around waiting for him,
yeah,
and she moved
I
on.
don't know. We'll always have Paris, Rick.
You'll always have Paris.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I mean,
But Oz had spent all this time, like what I was trying to say before, was Oz had spent all of this time trying to control and suppress the wolf that came, that he had no control over, on a monthly cycle. But, he let it out. It's that thing, like he could let the wolf out for 3 nights of the week, 3 nights of the month, and then go be normal Oz for the rest of the time. Like this whole being, anger and negative stimulus being would cause the wolf to come out had never been an issue.
yeah,
had
that was
never
new,
been-
wasn't
yeah.
it? Yeah, so that never been
Yeah,
explained before.
So that's what he ended up doing, is that he's tried to, in trying to suppress the wolf, he actually made his situation much, much worse, which comes down to anything. You try to suppress anything, and it's going to come out when you don't want it to.
Yeah.
And that'll also be a common theme, I suppose, in this series, about suppression. But yeah, anyway, getting back to the Tara, Willow, Oz triangle, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Well, as I said, it's a little unfair for her to have not moved on when he left so abruptly.
yeah.
And, for her to be waiting for him.
And yeah, also have to remember that he did cheat on her
Yeah.
as well. And
Well,
then,
she's forgiven him for that, so
Yeah.
you can't hang that over him later.
but it was a pretty traumatic experience for her,
Hmm.
him leaving like the way that he did. And it did took her a long time to get over. And then just as she's moving on, he rocks back up.
Well, it's a little arrogant of him, isn't it, in some ways, just to sort of walk back in and think, hey, I'm back, and everyone's in their waiting places, waiting, everyone's in their starting points to wait for him.
Yeah, but it felt like him returning didn't feel natural, did it? It felt like he was the odd, like it felt automatically uncomfortable the moment he returned, and you couldn't quite put your finger on why it was so uncomfortable.
Yeah. Could have called. stayed in contact.
Yeah.
Or something. If he was serious about maintaining the relationship when he was returning, he should have kept in contact.
Mm.
But I'm guessing phone bills from Tibet are quite expensive.
Yeah.
If they have one.
Yeah.
In the mountains there.
Yeah. But, he could maybe write some letters.
Write a letter, send a postcard.
Say where you... Tell her where...
Send an email. She's on a computer all the time.
Yeah. But he might not have access to a computer.
Email. Pigeon mail.
Yeah. Anyway. So what was I going to say? Yeah, so there's this illusion of choice. And I think it's the situation that occurs when Oz realizes, he's the one, he gets angry at Tara. They probably could have changed it so that Willow actually makes Tara her choice and then Oz gets angry and turns into the wolf. But I think the way that they've done it, it ended up having a more organic flow, so to speak, because it means that she gets this closure with Oz and then she gets to move forward with Tara.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably better this way, I think.
Yeah. And it was one of those situations where she didn't want she'd already said to Buffy that she didn't want anyone to get hurt, but it was one of those situations where someone's going to get hurt. And this way, she actually did, the choice is made for her.
Yeah.
I actually don't have that many more talking points.
Could I say a couple of things?
Yeah.
So in rewatching it, I realised there was 2 demons. Werewolves.
Yeah, I never noticed that.
Yeah, when rewatching it, you see one jump on the guy, and then another one's attacking a guy on the ground, and then you see another one jump at another guy.
Yeah.
So there was actually 2 of those demon things. Did we find out what those were?
Nope.
Okay.
Never comes up again.
Never comes up again? No. Some demon werewolf things?
I don't know. They say that they're I just always thought it was another werewolf, but then when I looked at it, it didn't really look like a werewolf.
Sort of. It was. Yeah, I know they keep changing the werewolf because he's not.
Yeah, I think that's the other thing. They keep changing the bloody werewolf makeup, so maybe it does look like the season 4 werewolves that they had shown. Well,
the original
before.
werewolf, they were biped werewolves.
Yeah, they were walking around on 2 feet.
Yeah, and then now they're quadpods.
Yeah,
they were running around on all 4, so they've changed it a bit. So it could be just another change, or it could be a demon. Yeah,
working part of Adam's crew as well.
And surprisingly, you think there'd be a lot more werewolves because it's quite simple to be a werewolf. By the sounds of it, you just get bitten. So those 2 initiative guys would now be werewolves, or were they dead? Or
I'm pretty sure they're dead.
They're dead. Okay.
Yeah. Or they are werewolves, and maybe as I said, maybe it wasn't a werewolf. So
it wasn't a werewolf. But even so. There should be a lot more werewolves around, shouldn't there? When you think about it, it's quite easy. Even turning a vampire is quite easy, isn't it?
It does. Yeah. Well, it does come up in, I think. But you're right. Becoming a werewolf is definitely much easier than becoming a vampire.
Yeah.
And it does come up in. I think Angel go a bit more into
the lore or their lore of werewolves.
More. Anyway, it's not really, actually, no, it doesn't really go that much more into it. I'm just thinking about it was like a bunch of rich people who decided that werewolf meat is a delicacy.
Because it's rare.
Yeah, and so they would eat people.
It's just eating people.
Yeah, but when they're in werewolf.
Silent werewolf.
Yeah.
It's made of werewolves.
Silent breed is people!
So is this the last time we see Seth?
No.
No.
I think he will appear in one more episode.
And that's it?
Yeah.
Okay. He must have been a very busy boy at this time, I think. It's getting him away from the Austin Power movies.
Yeah, this was his it boy days, I guess.
Idle Hands. There's a few movies he made at that time, I think.
Yeah. What was the movie?
Josie and the Pussycats?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that movie?
Yes, I remember that movie.
What was that line? He knew the words to Enter Sandman.
Their plane crashed.
Yeah.
Their plane crashed
what was that
into
song?
a Metallica.
Backdoor Lover? That's a bit on the nose, isn't it? Yeah. I don't think that's appropriate. No.
Okay. Had you seen this
No,
episode?
no. This was a new one. Yep. Haven't seen this episode.
And did you go down any rabbit holes?
I did. So there was something Buffy said when she's got the crossbow to the colonel, and she says something like, I'll do a William S. Burroughs to this guy.
Yeah. And everyone looks at her like, what the fuck are you talking
Who
about?
is William S. Burroughs?
Mother of God, I thought. Here it comes.
William S. Burroughs was an American writer and artist and a primary figure from the Beat generation and postmodern author who influenced lots of pop culture and literature at the time. Wrote numerous novels and novellas. A few have been converted into movies. There was that Gus Van Sant movie. What was that one I mentioned? The
Drugstore Cowboy.
Drugstore Cowboy. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he wrote that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he got addicted to heroin during those days and was basically a junkie. He killed his wife. So the reference was to an incident where he shot his wife in the head.
But wasn't he trying to shoot an apple off her?
Well, hang on. Here we Burroughs killed his second wife, Joan Vollmer, in 1951 in Mexico City. Burroughs initially claimed that he shot Vollmer while drunkenly attempting a William Terrell stunt.
Yeah.
That's what Buffy said, a William Terrell stunt.
Oh, okay.
She mentioned that. And he told investigators that he'd been shooting piss with his friends and well, first he later said he threw the gun on the table and it went off. It was an accident. Eventually got convicted of manslaughter and received a 2-year suspended sentence, so didn't really get any time for it. So, yeah, the theory was that, one was saying he was trying to do the William Terror stunt, which is the apple on the head.
Which Jonathan had done in the previous, like a couple of episodes back.
Yeah, the William Terror.
In the initiative, with the initiative.
With the initiative. So I was just reading about him. So that Gus Van Sant movie, I haven't seen it. Have you seen that Drugstore Cowboy?
Yeah. A long time ago.
It looked like a sort of a train spotting style of movie. I'd always say, like a bunch of sort of
it's sort of the American
drug-dependent people.
American version.
Well, I think it probably came out before Train Spotting. I'd imagine it's sort of in the mid '80s it came out, or late '80s. So it was a few years before Train. But Train Spotting was a play, so I don't know how old it was, but
yeah. I'd have to look that
I think
up.
it's all about the heroin craze of the 90s.
It always seemed you could easily say it's around about the same time.
Yeah.
But again, Train Spotting is based on a book.
That was based on a play?
No, it was just based on a book.
Was it? No, I thought it was they did a play of it as well, and they based a movie on the play.
I'm pretty sure it's just based on the book.
Yeah, okay.
I've got the book there.
You've got the book.
It's really hard to read.
He shoots heroin into his penis or something?
As I said, I actually couldn't get through the book because I couldn't understand it.
What? Their accent was too thick.
It's written with their accents.
Oh, no shit, huh?
I got through. I read like 2 pages and went, I cannot understand this at all.
It's written in Scottish, isn't it?
It's written in Scottish, which I thought the Scottish spoke English, but apparently
They speak something. It's definitely not. They won't call it English.
Yeah. I kept meaning to give it another go because I'm pretty sure it's just those first few pages that are written that way.
Maybe it does that thing where it like changes from Scottish to English mid-sentence, so you can, like those things that movies does. They start off in a language and then change early on, so you can understand what they're saying. No, maybe not. All right, back to William Burroughs. The Beat generation. Do you know who the Beat generation are?
Aren't they sort of those postmodern
hipsters.
hipsters that
Yeah.
wear like black skivvies and are like
boom, 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 man.
yeah, and, just
Beatniks.
like, and hate fucking anything popular.
Yeah.
So unless it has to be something totally obscure for them to be
as soon as it becomes popular, they don't like it anymore.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So
sort of probably the equivalent now would have been your hipsters.
well, it seems like every generation has some sort of rebellious movement against the establishment, and whether it's called the Beat Generation or called punk or called grunge, there's a music that comes with it. There's this look, there's a style, and it's all about sticking it to the man, and without actually doing anything. Doesn't involve doing anything.
Yeah.
But it seems like every generation sort of has that movement, doesn't it?
I don't know. Well, what would you say is this generation?
Well, then I was thinking, what was been the latest? And I'm kind of thinking, I just don't think there really has been. That sort of...
So the last main one that I can think of would be emo.
Emo, yeah.
But
that's going back some time now anyway. I can't think of one that's come out now that I could label.
That we're talking, 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah. So but it's also that thing where that rebellious can be packaged and sold as well as a commodity.
Yes.
You can buy your Che Guevara t-shirts from Kmart and stuff like that.
Yes. Yeah.
Down with the system. Do you remember everyone was wearing those fucking t-shirts?
Yeah, I remember going to Camden Town and they were just everywhere.
I remember a Halloween costume of a guy who was dressed as a t-shirt of Che Guevara, wearing a t-shirt of Che Guevara. Because, socialist upheaval, and I'm pretty sure no one knows who that guy is. He just looks cool on a t-shirt.
Yeah. They just know it means like rebellion.
Yes. $30 each or 2 for $50. Yes. Well, okay, I've had enough of my rebellion. What about you? You want to get into question time?
Yeah, let's get into question time.
Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me.
Apparently they played a concert recently after not playing for 11 years.
Oh, actually, don't they... Oh, what did they say? They wanted to cancel the Supreme Court or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah. They could probably just do that from their limo.
Yeah, there was lots and lots of... I won't go into it.
Actually, just one extra thing, just when I mentioned that song, I remember there's a comedian, I can't remember her name, Australian comedian, and she was talking about, you ever heard of this band called Rage Against the Machine? And I have these lyrics in there that go, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. And my kids are playing it, and it gets them pretty angry. But it gets me pretty angry too, because I'll be at home, vacuuming and thinking in my head, oh, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me, as I'm vacuuming the carpet with those little shits. Hey, let's do it.
Answer the question.
All right, Jarrod, which character was your favourite in this episode?
Guess I liked Oz.
Yeah, you know what? I'll go Oz as well. Probably won't see him for a while.
No, it was good to see him, and he had a bit of an arc in this as well, I guess. So pretty story centric. Yeah.
Yeah. Which character do you love to hate in this episode?
Colonel McNamara. I went with.
Yeah,
He's a bit of a wanker.
I went with Riley because of the whole Willow being into dangerous guys comment. Shut the fuck up, Riley. Shut the fuck up.
You idiot.
LOL moment.
I didn't really have one, to be honest. I sort of watched it and I don't know, Boy Scout part line.
Oh, that's what I've got. It's this all goes down, the chips comes out, yeah? No tricks? And Adam's like, Scout's honor. And Spike's like, you were a Boy Scout? And he's like, yes, parts of me.
You know you're lying.
Favourite fight scene?
The two werewolves, or quote-unquote werewolves that are taking the initiative. Some pretty cool stunts in there. Those guys are getting thrown against those fake trees pretty hard. If you rewatch that, they hit that pretty, hard.
Yeah.
So I guess that was probably the best one. Wasn't really a whole lot.
Yeah, I went with the Tara Oz scene because, I know it seems weird when you first watch it because Tara just throws a chair and the wolf goes flying, and then it takes you a moment to realize that the initiative coming in had actually
that actually worked. Shit.
It's like it looks like the chair has actually stopped him.
Silver bullets and chairs.
Yes. But yeah, it's
WWE'd him.
It's actually
Oh my God, she's got a chair.
yeah. Favorite scene.
Oh, I realised I just went asked about. So my favourite fight scene, that was actually Oz chasing Tara. And my favourite scene was the werewolves attacking initiative. I went asked about. So, I agree with you in the first one. And yeah, it was the werewolves attacking. So as I just said before.
Whoops.
Whoopsie. Oh, that's fine. We'll leave it in there.
All right. Favorite?
Your favourite scene?
Oh, yeah. My favourite scene, is Willow coming out to Buffy. Definitely went a bit better than what Joyce's reaction to Buffy
coming out as
a Slayer. You didn't have Buffy going,
Can you not be a Slayer?
Could you try not being gay?
I'm just
and are you sure you're actually gay?
I remember the Ellen DeGeneres coming out as gay moment. I mean, that was pretty big moment in television, and there was people watching it from Times Square, I think, or something like that, or not Times Square, but people were watching it out in the streets, and they were showing it on big screens, and people cheering when she said it. Do you remember stuff like that?
Not really.
No, I do remember seeing that, and I doubt there were many for this episode of people in the streets or anything like that. But that was a big thing at the time, her doing that. And a little later, there was a character from Married with Children who came out as gay, an actress on there, not long after. And that was a kind of another little yay for second, you know.
Okay.
Followed not long afterwards, I think. Not long, yeah. So...
Is that...
It was the neighbour girl, the one that was married to that guy.
Yeah.
She had a couple of husbands, I think, actually, or they changed the character.
I haven't watched that show in a gazillion years.
Yeah, I think she actually was gay too, the actress.
Because I actually generally hate those sort of sitcoms.
Oh, Married with Children was great. That was great.
Oh, except you always have these sitcoms where the husband pretty much hates they fucking hate each other.
One of these days, honey.
Yeah.
I'm going to punch you in the face.
And they're just all horrible to each other. And people just think it's just completely normal to live like that.
Well, it's either they're absolutely in love with each other or they hate each other.
Yeah. And that was one where they absolutely hated each other.
But that was playing on the trope of the people who peaked early in youth.
Yeah.
Because that was the running joke that she was the prom queen or something and he was the football...
Yeah, quarterback
all-star who scored 4 touchdowns in a game in high school, and that was the greatest achievement he'd ever done. Now he works in a shoe shop, and he hates his life, hates his job, and so that was what it was sort of playing on, that the underachievers, I guess.
Yeah, but still could afford a pretty nice house.
It was a very
pretty
nice
big,
house.
large house, and most of those shows are like that.
Well, yeah, you got to have people have room to have characters walk around and walk it from the kitchen into the big lounge room with a couch facing the camera.
All right, got a bit.
Yeah, that's okay. Back on it.
Least favorite scene.
Tara Willow scenes. I don't know. Pick one.
Is it just Tara being awkward?
Yeah, I don't know.
Those scenes?
Yeah.
I know you're not a fan of Willow being awkward, so...
Now there's 2 of them. Of course they're together.
Yeah, mine's probably the initiative experimenting on Oz. Yeah. It's because it's Oz. He's not a demon.
No.
You're not supposed to experiment on one of the old Scoobies.
Yeah.
They're the good
Crossed the line.
guys. He's one of the good guys. Yeah. Favorite quote?
Well, this is actually the LOL moments. Spike says, "This all goes down. The chip comes out. Yeah, no tricks. Scout honor. You're a Boy Scout?
Parts of me.
Parts of me."
Scout's honor.
You were a Boy Scout?
Parts of me.
Yeah. Mine is Buffy getting sassy with Riley
Sassy.
as he's doing his push-ups in the morning. Buffy's like, "Great. Then you can have your perfectly balanced breakfast and then you can go call your mother."
How much do you think he spends a week on shaving products for his chest?
Oh, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, maybe. I reckon he goes and gets it waxed.
Waxed?
Yeah.
Jeez. It's kind of weird seeing guys completely hairless, I have to say. Like, the hairy chests have come back a little bit. Like, you see, like, Superman had a hairy chest in Man of Steel. Like, oh, well, that's nice. Nice.
Oh, look,
Nice.
guys get to have realistic body standards.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah,
So nice.
it is.
So. Oh, poor boys have to wax their chest.
Oh, I don't know. It looks weird seeing a fully waxed body now. I don't know. I think, anyway.
What did they? There's a label like when I was in school, you'd call someone like that a skinner. Someone who had like it meant that they also didn't have any pubic hair.
Yeah, okay.
But when they had
Skinner!
when they had no hair on their body, yeah, a skinner.
Children could be so cruel.
Yeah. All right, who gets the wooden spoon?
I gave it to the initiative.
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually going to give it to Oz.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah.
But why were you going to give it to the initiative?
Because they kind of suck.
Oh, they've always sucked. They sucked this whole season.
Well, they
they've
tortured
sucked.
Oz, so like you said, that was very
Yeah.
bit mean.
Yeah.
And again, just why do all the just going backtracking a little bit again, going about these organizations who are dealing with this area of supernatural beings just being completely inept, what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, put them in the Watchers Council.
Yeah.
Who don't watch.
Well, I guess they're both supposed to be metaphors for the patriarchy and how
fuck,
crap
alright.
they are. And inept. And useless at doing their jobs.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, so I did choose Oz for the wooden spoon, mainly because he went all over the world trying to cure himself, and all it did was just suppress the wolf and make his situation worse and more unsafe for those around him that he loves.
Well, yeah, he didn't know that, so.
Yeah.
But he tried.
Yeah.
Get
Maybe
a participation award.
maybe he needs to try some more.
Shit. Give him a participation award. We can have that. You showed up.
Fine. All right. Who's the MVP of this episode?
All right, I'm going to say this. I'm going to stand back a little bit away from you when I say, Riley.
Fuck
Riley.
off. Fuck off.
He came in there and saved Oz, and he
He
walked
did
away.
not. He did not save Oz. Buffy came in there and saved both of them.
Yeah, but he went in there and he walked away from initiative. He's a growing man.
No,
No?
absolutely no. He does not get the award.
It's so harsh, Eddie. I mean, he went in there to help Oz. He didn't have to do that. Doesn't even know the guy.
Yes, he did. He put him in there.
No, he
Put him in there.
He didn't know who he was, though. He didn't know it was Oz.
Oh, they wouldn't listen to Tara as she was trying to tell him that it was Oz, and they're like, "Oh, shut up, girl."
But he fucked up. He tried to do the right thing, and now he's changed his ways.
And then he got caught and got put in the cell, and then Buffy and Xander came and rescued them.
But he learned the error of his ways, and he's moving forward in the right direction. And I think that is something. When someone does that,
no, he does not get the MVP. He might get a participation award, as you said.
Shit.
He could get a participation award, but Buffy gets MVP.
Okay, all right. Give it to Buffy. She always gets it.
Well, this time she deserves it. Actually, most of the time she deserves it.
Yeah, I know. It's her name in the show.
Yeah. Okay, now, what do you rate this episode out of 10 using something from the show?
I gave it 3 Scouts Honours.
3? Just 3, okay.
How do you do this? Is that it?
That's it.
Okay.
I gave it...
I thought it's not that.
No, that's a Trekkie sign.
Oh, okay, right.
I gave it 7 out of 10. I forgot to put something from this episode on my notes.
Oh, that's your thing. We can think of something. Sense of a woman.
I will go 7 out of 10 candles. Extra flamey candles being blown out.
Oh, she got blown, all right, didn't she?
She certainly did get blown out.
Terrific.
Anything else you want to...
No, Eddie, I think I'm done with this episode. I think I was done at the start.
All right.
So you want to just wrap this up?
Sure.
Let's do it. Well, I hope you've enjoyed listening to us tonight. We are Nerd Subculture. My name is Jarrod.
I'm Edwina.
And you can find us, Eddie.
You can find us on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. There is a Facebook group, and you can email us at nerdsubculture@gmail.com. And if you want to help out the podcast, please follow the link tree in the socials to our merch store.
I got my coffee mug.
Yes, you finally
I'll
got
have to
his
post
mug.
that. I got my coffee mugs. They look awesome. Try one out. They're really cool,
Yes.
aren't they? And they
Yes.
taste good too. So we wrap this up. Send us a comment, anything you want. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.
Grr, arg.
Things go well, I might be showing her my O face. Oh, oh, oh. You know what I'm talking about. Oh.